Hello. I've been very busy. I just want to tell you some of these videos that I make, I kind of make them in advance. Certain ones, not all of them, kind of ones that I plan to make longer, just so I have something going out to YouTube weekly. I do plan to put in more videos between that, but let me get straight to the point. So I want to talk about twists and like twisting objects in 3D space. Now, there are many important things to know. The one thing I'm going to stress to you is always use reference images. And I'm going to show you how like after you draw, you can also use your own reference image to further go upon that. So just to tell you, I made this app. It's free. I'll put a link in the description. So if you're using digital, it makes looking at reference images a lot easier. It allows you to like bring in images like that. But I'm going to leave that off to the side for now. And I'm going to talk about a plane. Okay, so, sorry, and I just spit on my tablet. If you have a plane sitting in 3D space, it's kind of, you can think of it like a piece of paper. I'm going to do a better one. And, this is kind of like a 2D object. Why is my line? Okay, now that's good. Do that one again. We have a plane. You could think of it like a piece of paper, I would say. And I think of it as like an untwisted plane, but what we want to do is twist it. So using my previous image as reference, I'm going to kind of move it, right? Well, okay, first I'm going to explain like I'm going to curve it a bit. Okay, actually, let's say I keep it, right? But like I'm kind of curving it in 3D space. So it's kind of like curving in itself. It's kind of like it's receding in 3D space. And I'm gonna do a couple of these to show you exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep that. And let's keep it. And I'm going to do one that's more extreme this time. We're kind of like going around, right? But the important thing to note is that, well, we have to like kind of connect the top of it. And look, we have a very simple example of a twist. Perhaps I should have done that larger. I shouldn't be drawing so small, but okay. But the important thing to note is, well, better yet than tell, I'll show you. We have that. Let's keep it like that. Like that. Like that. Hope I did this right. Yeah, look at that. Okay, like I kind of like took a bunch of these things. Well, I'll do another one to show you on top, to show you like exactly what I'm doing. Essentially what I did was I took that one object and I kind of like twisted it all around. Think of it like a piece of paper. But I guess it's kind of boring what I did because I just twisted it a little bit, like more extreme at this point. I guess you could kind of go further with it, and let me try to do that by going back to the first one. So, with a piece of paper, you don't have to twist it once. You can twist it a bunch of times. Well, can you? Well, no, actually, yeah, I would think you could, but it gets really weird because I wonder if you can do this. I would think you could, but what I'm gonna show you is like I do a starting line, and it's like the bottom line is the thing that I'm going to twist around. And you know, I guess Tooth says I couldn't do that. I'm trying to think this through. I don't think I'm doing it 100% right. Well, there is one thing that I can do here, but I can't show it to you because I don't have a camera with me. But I have a piece of paper on my hand. I'm gonna twist it to use it as a reference to try to see what I'm gonna do, to try to get an idea of like how to exactly go about this. And I guess it helps because in this case I kind of have like a 3D image. Okay, well I think I kind of have it. So when I'm doing this twist, is that the right way? I don't know if it would be like that. I don't think that would be right. I think it would be kind of like, because I'm pretty much like taking a piece of paper and wrapping it. I'm thinking there would be like another one here. No. Wow, this is really hard to think about, or to think it through. Darn, I wish I had a smaller piece of paper with me. Okay, let me think this through. So I had a piece of paper, and I kind of twisted it around. Let's start again. I have a line, and I twist it around. I twist it around again, and I twist it around again. And let's say I go there. Well, you think there would be, you would have to do the same thing on the top, because you're kind of twisting that thing back around. So let me do that one more time. I did that, and I twisted it. And let's just go one time. So I twisted it at the bottom. You think I would have to twist it at the top. So essentially, sorry, I got some dirt on my computer. I kind of went around to do that, but I don't think that's right. Give me 1 second to think this through. I think it would kind of be like that. Let's say, okay, I can work with it. So I think I kind of did that. And I'm not trying to make a scroll here, but I am trying to think it through. I guess I kind of did make a scroll, which was a bit unintentional. But this is kind of weird because this isn't like the most perfect scroll, but that's what a scroll is, and believe it or not, I wasn't thinking of that when I did it. I wasn't, I kind of just figured that out on my own. Even though that's exactly what a scroll is, but it's kind of weird that my abstraction thought of a scroll is not a piece of paper, but that instead. I think I made a bit of a mistake here. Let me try that one more time over here. So I guess the important thing is when you're trying to wrap it, have a real life reference of something that you're trying to wrap around. You could use a photo of an image, but it could be a bit difficult. So I'm going to do one more wrapping here. And I think the important thing to note is that when you do the wrapping below here, you're going to be, essentially you're going to be doing a wrapping around here. And it's kind of like mirroring, because we did that twist. Yeah. Sorry. We did that twist around here, and you know, a scroll is just like a bunch of twisted paper, or yeah, I guess you could say a scroll is like that's exactly what it is. It's a paper twisted again and again and again, and I'm kind of showing this in 3D space, but I realized I kind of drew that line too tall, and I think I figured out what my issue was. I should have been going through the top of here. Yeah. So this shape here and the shape up here, I should have been hitting it on the point. And it's like really, it's actually very satisfying to get it, because like I really had to think this through and kind of do a bit of trial and error. But the important thing is that hey look, we kind of have our twist here, and we kind of have our scroll. But the important thing to note is that that scroll right there is our piece of paper or plane twisting in 3D space. As I say that and try not to spit all over my screen. Yeah, pretty cool, right? Because, like, I really wish I didn't ruin that note I had. But, it'll flatten itself out. So, yeah, you have, like, that twist. And that's, like, a 2D example of it. But, you know, 2D objects, well, you could always have a need for them. And I'll probably revisit them in the future. But, you know, this could expand to a lot of other things, specifically people being interested in clothing. Because you have clothing, I always thought of clothing, like it is a 3D thing, but it always felt more like a 2D object that kind of drapes, kind of more similar to scrolls. But I also realized maybe I should have drawn through here to kind of show the paper twisting better. I think I should have drawn through it more to really show the wrapping. And, you know, we just did like one twist with it all here. Okay, sorry, not to go on a tangent. I want to show you a 3D object. Like, let's take a box. And I'm going to do this on a... Let me try to exaggerate it more. And I'm going to draw a non-twisted box first, as you can tell by me naming this layer untwisted box. Surprise, surprise. Alrighty, we have a box, but I just realized I didn't draw the back portion to it to show how it sits in 3D space. Alrighty, now we have a box. Now, let us try to twist that box. And this is going to get a bit weird. And I'm going to start with like the bottom plane, or like this line, that line, that line. But the starting point is going to be like here. So I'm going to try to do this, right? Now, let me think. And I may have to think this through a bit, but it's actually not that bad because I could kind of use everything as a reference. So the important thing is I'm not doing anything too scary. Actually, it's actually kind of like solving a puzzle with some of this, in which everything kind of flows. Like you kind of just, if you draw for a long time, and maybe you warm up, is what I would say, you eventually like hit the flow state. I believe that that's what they would call it, and I have to tell you, it took me years to get to this point. Like I'm not gonna claim that I'm a pro, but it finally becomes therapeutic to draw. Can't say that about too many other things. It's like, it just feels good. I think the only other time I ever reached this was when I was like playing a video game. Okay, so we have our twisting box. Pretty cool, right? Because essentially what I did is I kind of used the current box for an outline of it twisting, and it's kind of doing this really weird thing. I keep wondering if I should, like, some of it's a bit hard to see, but like, how about if I do another? What if I do like a color in red? I'll try to do every side in a different color, and let me think. First, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna draw the bottom and top in blue, so you can see the. I should do this on a new layer for your convenience, just to show you exactly what I'm doing. And sometimes when you add certain planes, things get like a bit jumbled up, and things could be hard to see. But this is more for just like the example. I'm going to do red for this line. I'm going to do green for the line over here. I'm going to do like purple for like this back line. And I'm going to do pink for like the front line. So you can kind of see how it all maps, right? So like there are like the 4 lines through it all to show the twist if it wasn't 100% clear when I was doing that. So let me think. I want to show you a shell now, as I've had this shell, which has been the thing that's probably on everyone's mind since the start of this video. This is I don't know what type of shell this is. I don't know. Maybe a hermit crab shell. No, maybe either that or a snail. It's something, and it's pretty cool, cause like there's a lot of twisting going on with this thing, and I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to do it like here, and it's like weird. You can kind of think of it as like, I guess I would think of it more as like stacking, but it's still twisting. But like, I'm kind of building it up in portions from what I'm seeing. Kind of layering it in more than twisting it, but there's definitely a twist. Like, it's definitely a solid piece here. I guess I could just build it up with how I did it. I keep wondering if maybe that's not the best way for me to think of it. But I guess you could say, just because you see something twisting doesn't mean you have to draw it twisting. Like, doesn't mean you have to, like in the box example I had before, it doesn't mean you have to get your lines, like draw a bunch of confusing lines. Like, it could help, because I guess the important thing, you know what I'll do? I'm going to draw the rest of the shell and then kind of show you how it would map. Because now that I think about it, maybe it's not, maybe drawing the shell isn't thinking about the 3D nature of it enough. Yeah, okay, I'm going to draw it this way, but... and then I'll kind of draw through my form. Top is kind of... it's more like a point. It's a bit hard to represent. So we have our shell, but you know, it kind of looks more like that I just layered a bunch of things on top of each other, and I would totally agree with you. I kind of ended at like the point here instead of showing the twisting motion, but the important thing to note, and I'll draw it in pink, it's still like going in the back of here, so like it like wraps around it. It does the twist to it. Like, you're definitely you are doing that. Well, let me do a better way of representing it. You are doing that. It's really hard for me to do this one. You know, let me do it. No, I'll do it here. I just have to think for a moment. The important thing is to like think and not draw under so much pressure, which is kind of what I'm doing here. Like I said, I am looking at this image here to accomplish it, but like, you know, it becomes so weird. But how do I do this? I'll get it eventually. But just know that when it does grow out, like it's growing in like a twisted formation. I'm pretty sure that's one of those Fibonacci numbers. Like, it grows in a perfect spiral up and out. So like, what was the Fibonacci? I don't know. It was something like that. Something like that. And it's like perfectly repeating it. Like, it fills up a rectangle. It's like one of those nature things, perfectly repeating in like everything or something like that. I'm not going to do this. This isn't right and not a 1-to-1. But it's something like that. Like, when you divide it down, you get another Fibonacci. It's one of those cool things in organisms and maybe everything, I think, or I don't know. You're not here for that. So, you know, it's we're doing the twist. You know what? I think I figured it out what I was trying to do before. Or maybe I didn't. I'm just going to kind of generalize it. Ugh, it's so hard to figure out. I'm going to do something that I usually don't do, but I do recommend if you are trying to learn sometimes it can help to draw over an image, you know, never trace, but I'm gonna draw over it in green. How about that? So we have the image here, and I didn't want to do it on that, I wanted this on a new layer. So, like I said, it can be a bit confusing, but like it definitely is wrapping around. I wish I could see in 4 dimensions. And why can't I think of it? Okay, let me do that. Like I said, it can be really hard to think about. But I know it's going up. Okay. Sometimes you're going to be stumped. And this, I'm not doing it right still. Oh, maybe that was it. No. Why do I keep messing this up? Okay, that is the twisting that I was talking about, and it was so hard for me to visualize until I kind of went through it. And I guess at that point, what you can do is you can kind of like go around. But I want to say it's twisting up the other way as well. Let me think of it. No. I kind of already summarized that there. I guess what you can do after you're at that point is you can kind of connect it like that. You know, kind of like that. And then you got your shell. I guess there's many ways to skin a cat. That is kind of how I think of it, I want to say. And then you have all these other patterns that serve some purpose to kind of go in. Think of it like ellipses. That's how I would think of it. But I'm going on a tangent with that. Well, I guess maybe not really, because like if you do think of all of these individual things, they're like twisting around, or they're wrapping around the twisted form in 3D space. So it kind of offers you like another challenge to do, because it can be really hard to map patterns onto these. But I guess if you think of them as like simpler forms, kind of like oddly shaped donuts, it can kind of be like that. And you can kind of see how like they're like wrapping, well, they're wrapping around the form of the shell, and they're directional, and they're kind of like they're like further apart, closer to the viewer, and as they get further away, they become a bit more densely clustered because of the wrapping. But the important thing to note is there are definitely other ones behind it. You have to just think in 3D space. But I think I may have gone too far with that example. I think I should have used a simpler example. But perhaps I will do that the next time. And you know what? I just wanted to visit the box one more time because I think I made a bit of a mistake here. I think I may have no. I'm going to try one thing for the box. I'm going to draw over it one more time just to make sure I didn't really screw it up. Because for some reason I keep getting in my head that there should be another box here. I don't know why. But I just do. And I'm like, shouldn't there be corner? No, those are the corners. Okay, no, I was right. I'm just a bit, oops, a bit tired. And what did I do? What did I do? Okay, well, that's not what I wanted to do. But okay, you know what? Nah, why not? I'll kind of like put it side by side to show it. I wish I would have done more of those wrapping contours around it. But okay, I think I kind of got the point across. If you do have any questions, please ask in the comments, and maybe I could do like another video on this and revisit it and kind of go further with it. If not, no worries. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it, and have a great day, night, wherever you are. Bye.